So here we are at the beginning of the build phase. We've taken the trees out. Looks a bit messy here. This is going to look pretty later on in the year, but really I just want to focus on the oven now. So first of all, we spend a lot of time here deciding on where you're going to put the oven. So I think this looks really good, so I can get behind it, I can cook, I can talk to people on the swing, talk to people over here. The sticks are here, so I can actually visualise it better and look from different parts of the garden, see where it looks nice. And the other key thing is how to use these bricks. You can see the shape. Do I put the bricks this way or that way? Now I'm keeping them this way first, and I'm measuring the size inside and then how the skewers are going to work. Remember, the key briefs here is this one's going to be cooking bigger items like a whole chicken. Even I'm going to try and do pizza in here, so I need to make sure there's enough room to do the big cooking. So that looks good. So I can't make mine to go for this. I'm now going to take this apart and turn the bricks the other way up, and then I'll decide if which one I'm going to go with. And I'm going to take this slab away, and then I'm going to dig the foundations to start building the oven. So spend a lot of time in this phase. Make sure you're happy, because once it's built, it's built. So yeah, I think this is good. Well, now I have a problem. I turn the bricks around and I can't make my mind up. Do I prefer this shape or the other shape? I'm sort of inclined to move for this shape, mainly because the oven's a lot smaller, but it's the right size to get chicken in, the right size to do pizza. My pizza slab will fit in there. It also can do a slow roast in there. So I think having a smaller oven to keep it hotter. The skewers seem to work well as well. My shorter skewer will do this sort of depth, and the longer one will go down to the next layer. So I'm thinking maybe I'll go for this, but I'll take this layer off, so I don't think it needs to be as high as that. So stick with an oven this size, and what I'll do is I'll bring the base up so I'm not having to stretch down. So I'm thinking that might be, that wasn't how I was going to do the oven, but now I've put it together I'm thinking, yeah, that's a better shape. So yeah, oh, let me think about it a bit more. Decisions. This is becoming hard work now, because I'm trying to make my mind up, and now I thought about, what if I take another layer off and actually just go with this size oven. This is quite small, quite dinky, a bit like an oven, well, a bit bigger than an oven you have in the house, but quite nice for cooking on. The skewers go quite nice. I could do a whole line of chicken. The next layer down to here, I can put a grid in there so I can cook something in the main oven. So that actually looks really good. Just can't make my mind up what to do now. The only disadvantage with that is, one of the things I did want to do is, actually I wanted to, you know, have a lid and actually be able to just drop meat in like this, which obviously I can't do. Maybe I can do, no, hold on, certainly can do it with these skewers. In theory I could just hang these down. Now, if I go for this size, I'm literally using half the bricks that I bought. So in theory, I've got enough to build another oven. Double oven. I don't know. What should I go for? This? Taller one? Certainly not 4 layers. So is this 3 layers? Or turn this down to 3 layers and wider. Decisions. So I decided to go with the smaller oven. So I've now dug out the foundations and I've got a whole load of stones in there. And what I've done there is I've collected, I usually have a load of buckets around the garden, so when I find loads of stones I just put them in the buckets and then empty them out, and now I've got the foundation. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put some gravel I'm going to put on there, and then some sub base, and then we'll be able to start building up on. So let me bring the camera in and you can get a better look at what I'm doing now, and you can quickly see the next couple of layers put on top of that. Here's a close-up of the stones, and the key thing here is you need to compress it down. So I've been using some of these tree stumps I got to thump it down. Now we need to check, make sure we've got the base level. Oh no, this side's got to come up a bit. And then just check the other side. Well, that side's looking pretty good. And then I'm going to start laying out these bricks to get an idea of what needs to be cut. So let's put these out next. Now that's looking pretty good. I'm not going to do any cutting there. So I'm now thinking maybe I should do like a damp course there, another layer here, my slab on top of there, and then my oven to about here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just mock it up so I can get a feel for the height and how it's going to work. So let's have a look at it in a second. In this video you see me put the design of the oven together and test it out in the garden, and we've built the solid foundations. In the next video that follows this, we'll then start putting the base together. So we'll start doing the brickwork and then go on further into the build. One other thing is, don't forget to check out the website. So that's www.SimpleNick.com. www.SimpleNick.com. Now let's watch the next video.